Welcome to Ponder Paths. In this video there is an in-depth exploration of two of the most profound and timeless philosophies ever developed, Taoism and Stoicism. Though they originated in vastly different cultures, Taoism in ancient China and Stoicism in ancient Greece and Rome, they share surprising similarities and stark contrasts in how they approach life's biggest questions. How do we find peace in a chaotic world? How should we handle challenges, uncertainty, and loss? What's the best way to live a meaningful and virtuous life? In this 2-hour journey, we'll break down the core principles of Taoism and Stoicism, compare their teachings, and show you how to apply their wisdom in your daily life. By the end, you'll have practical tools to navigate stress, achieve inner peace, and align with your values. Here's what we'll cover. 1. The foundations of Taoism and Stoicism. 2. How each philosophy views nature and our place in it. 3. Approaches to emotions, resilience, and control. 4. The role of virtue and action in life. 5. Real-life examples to integrate these ideas into your routine. Grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's dive into the wisdom of the Tao and the Stoic path. Taoism, founded by Laozi in the 6th century BCE, is centered on the idea of the Tao, often translated as the Way. The Tao is the underlying principle of the universe, a natural flow that governs all things. Taoism teaches us to live in harmony with this flow, rather than resist it. A key concept is Wu Wei, which means non-action or effortless action. This doesn't mean doing nothing, but rather aligning your actions with the natural rhythms of life. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly downhill. A Taoist would say, don't fight the current, flow with it. Think about relationships. Have you ever pushed too hard to make something work? Whether it's a friendship, romantic relationship, or even a project, only to see it fall apart. Taoism would advise stepping back and letting things unfold naturally. Sometimes, the best way to solve a problem is to stop forcing a solution and allow the right answer to emerge on its own. Stoicism, founded in the 3rd century BCE by Zeno of Citium, is all about cultivating inner strength and resilience. Stoics believe that while we can't control external events, we can control our responses to them. This idea is encapsulated in the Stoic dichotomy of control. Focus on what's within your control and let go of the rest. A central idea in Stoicism is virtue, living in accordance with reason, justice, courage, and self-discipline. For the Stoic, a meaningful life is about developing your character and living according to your principles, no matter the circumstances. Imagine being stuck in traffic. A Taoist might say, relax and go with the flow. It's beyond your control. A Stoic, on the other hand, might focus on controlling their emotional response. I can't control the traffic, but I can choose to use this time productively. Maybe reflect on my day, or listen to an audiobook. Both approaches can lead to calmness, but they get there in slightly different ways. In Taoism, nature isn't just a backdrop to human life. It's a teacher. The Tao Te Ching, Taoism's foundational text, often uses metaphors from nature to illustrate its teachings. A famous passage compares the Tao to water. Water is soft and yielding, yet it wears down the hardest rock over time. The Taoist perspective is about humility and adaptability. Instead of trying to conquer nature, Taoism teaches us to live as part of it. Think about gardening. A Taoist gardener doesn't try to force plants to grow in unnatural ways. They observe the seasons, the soil, and the sun, working with the environment rather than against it. Similarly, in life, Taoism encourages us to adapt to circumstances instead of resisting them. Stoics also revere nature, but in a different way. They see the universe as a rational, ordered system governed by reason and fate. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "Everything that happens is in accordance with nature." To the Stoic, accepting nature's order means understanding that everything happens for a reason, even suffering. It's our duty to align ourselves with this rational order and respond with virtue. Imagine losing a job. A Stoic might reflect, "This is part of nature's plan. It's not what happens to me that matters, but how I respond. How can I use this experience to grow stronger or learn something new?" Taoism doesn't demonize emotions. Instead, it encourages us to observe them and let them pass naturally, like clouds drifting across the sky. Anger, sadness, and joy are all part of the Tao. The key is not to cling to any of them. For a Taoist, emotional resilience comes from trusting the natural flow of life. They believe that everything is temporary, so there's no need to overreact. Have you ever had a heated argument and then, hours later, wondered why you got so upset? A Taoist might advise pausing and asking, "Is this emotion serving me, or can I let it go?" Often, stepping back allows the intensity to fade. Stoicism takes a more disciplined approach. Stoics believe that emotions, especially negative ones, arise from faulty judgments. If you can change how you think about a situation, you can change how you feel about it. This is where the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, comes in. By imagining worst-case scenarios in advance, Stoics prepare themselves emotionally and minimize their impact. Suppose you're nervous about giving a presentation. A Stoic might advise visualizing things going wrong. The projector fails. The audience looks bored. You stumble over your words. By preparing for these outcomes, you'll feel more confident and less shaken if something does go wrong. Taoism, non-action, as the best action. In Taoism, virtue isn't about rigid rules or heroic deeds. It's about living in harmony with the Tao. The concept of Wu Wei reminds us that sometimes the best action is no action at all. By stepping back, we allow things to resolve themselves naturally. Think about leadership. A Taoist leader doesn't micromanage or force their team to comply. Instead, they create an environment where people can thrive and solve problems on their own. This approach often leads to better results with less effort. Stoicism, in contrast, is highly action-oriented. A Stoic believes that virtue is expressed through courageous, just, and disciplined action. It's not enough to think about what's right. You have to do it, even when it's difficult. Imagine seeing someone being treated unfairly at work. A Stoic would say it's your duty to speak up, even if it's uncomfortable, because justice is a core virtue. While Taoism and Stoicism have distinct approaches, they can complement each other beautifully. Taoism teaches us to flow with life and accept its natural rhythms, while Stoicism reminds us to take purposeful, virtuous action. In practice, this might look like using Taoist Wu Wei to let go of unnecessary struggles, while following Stoic virtues to guide your important actions. Embracing the Taoist trust in nature's flow, while applying the Stoic focus on controlling your response to challenges. By combining these philosophies, you can cultivate a life that's both peaceful and purposeful. Which philosophy resonates more with you? Are you drawn to the effortless flow of Taoism or the disciplined resilience of Stoicism? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you apply these ideas in your life. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Taoism and Stoicism. If you found value in this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others who might benefit. Until next time, remember, life is both a river to flow with and a path to walk with courage.